Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about why you should never quit your job because of bad coworkers and gossiping. So unless you are experiencing death threats, unless you are experiencing fights or things that could lead to injury or death, or the danger of your job, like you have to fight the person who's talking shit about you because they did something, right? Or they threaten to kill you, or they threaten to do something extreme on that end, then yes, you may have to leave, right? And that's a reasonable assessment. But here's what I want to say about gossiping and negative coworkers and just people that are talking crap about you behind your back, right? They're everywhere. So we have this idea, especially when we're young, that there's always a better job, there's always better people, right? There's always the grass, is always greener on the other side, and that if I go to this other job, maybe I won't experience trash talk or gossip or people talking behind my back, talking crap about me behind my back. And I'm here to let you know that is never going to go away. Doesn't matter where you go, right? So I've been working at this one company for 3 years. I've worked at different locations, different stores. I've worked at about 6 different stores. And I can speak from experience because I've worked at those different locations for months on end, right? Some years. That everywhere you go, if there's humans involved, that there will be gossip, there will be backstabbing, there will be shit talk, and there will be gossip and everything else in between, right? So it's very important to first understand that you're never gonna, you quitting that job because of something like that is a very bad response. That's a very bad response to something that's ever present anywhere you go, right? I've worked in a restaurant, people talk shit about each other in the restaurant. I've worked at different stores, people talk shit about people at other stores and in the same store, right? So humans, right, we get bored too. That's another thing, right? These jobs are typically, you work 8 hours, you have a lot of downtime. So when we're bored, it's like, hey, we just talk shit about people, right? Most of us. And guys, I've been guilty of it too. I'm not gonna lie, right? I've said some nasty things about people that I regret saying, that I wish I just didn't say. But to, like I said, quit and end your job because of that, I don't think it's the best idea. And here's the thing too, no matter what you do, no matter, realistically speaking, right? If you're in the field of business or you're in a career, you're just working in general, whatever you're doing, there's gonna be other humans involved, right? So even on like I said, I mentioned the workforce and in-person jobs, but even on YouTube and on Rumble and on Twitch, different OnlyFans, people talking shit, everywhere you go, even online, people are talking shit about each other, right? People are making hit pieces on one another, right? And it doesn't matter where you go. You will always have people that are talking bad about you, or are jealous of you and are trying to create a plan to destroy your legacy or destroy your career. And it's important to understand that that's just part of what the human experience is. It's not a pretty one. It's not something that we like about each other. I wish that no one talked bad about me, and I wish I didn't talk bad about anyone else. But we make mistakes and we learn from them. But at the end of the day, leaving your current job because of that is definitely not the way to go. And another thing too, right? Let's say you decide to start a podcast, or you decide to start a YouTube channel, or you decide to create a Twitch stream, right? Where you're streaming Call of Duty or something, right? There's going to be other streamers, right, that might like you. And there's going to be other streamers and podcasters that don't like you, right? So at the end of the day, right, if you're someone, it's think about it, right? If you're running a successful YouTube channel, you're making money, you're coaching people, or you're just, you're in that YouTube world where you're just crushing it and you're doing everything you can to be successful at it, How stupid would it be for you to stop making YouTube videos and stop doing what you've been doing just because 2 to 3, or it doesn't matter what the amount of other people are saying about you, negative things about you? That would be so stupid, right? Why would I do that? Even if people, want to sit there and leave bad comments, right, on my YouTube page or other people's YouTube pages, it's like, why are we going to sit there and listen to that or like stop what we're doing? And it's the same way in like a job. It's like, bro, if you have a vision for where you are in your career, you want to move up in the company or something, don't let one or two people like ruin it for you. You know what I mean? Don't let them like get in your head, right? Don't let them live rent free in your head, and now you feel some type of way and you feel the urge to leave and you end up leaving, right? It's funny, but you leaving, right? Who knows? You could have, 2 months after that been promoted, or you could have got a different location where you don't have to worry about that person anymore, right? So never feel like another thing too is like never feel like you're trapped in one spot, right? Just because you've been somewhere for a while where there's people that there's a sort of like perceived negative perception of you by certain people in your workplace, never feel like that's forever, right? Like that's going to be something that's temporary. That's going to be something that's just, those people are there for a short period of time. And when they go away, like when you end up moving on to a better, or if you get moved or something, or like I said, you get a promotion, you're not even going to be thinking about those people. There's people that still work at the first place I worked at, right, that talk shit about me. And they're in the same freaking job position. They haven't moved a freaking inch. They haven't moved an inch. So when people talk shit about you, just know one thing, right? They are the ones that are going to be stuck in that position forever. Because typically, and not all people, but people who have a predominant inclination or habit of talking bad about other people typically have a negative mind. So they just have they want to see other people fail, right? Because they know that they're not doing great in their own shoes, right? And as a result of that, they project onto other people that of their own inadequacies and deficiencies, right? So just understand that most of those people who end up talking shit about you, don't let them win. Here's the thing, you let people who gossip about you and you let haters win when they affect your decision making, right? When they affect your emotions, and your emotions affect your decisions, right? So it's the same thing with anything, but like, if let's say for one day I feel like I want to do like a 24-hour fast, right? Just because I feel hungry for a moment doesn't mean I have to break the fast, right? Because then the fast is over and I didn't accomplish what I wanted to accomplish for the day, right? So that's just but one example. But that's the point. The point is to realize, like, it doesn't matter where you go, right? It really doesn't matter. And, people say that, oh, when you get into like higher end positions, it gets better and people are more more intelligent and less likely to bash you. No, it doesn't get better. There's people in corporate positions that I see all the time and I hear stories about that they talk shit about other people, right? So humans are humans. It doesn't matter how much money someone makes. It doesn't matter how high up someone is in the company or what their current status is. It's in everyone's nature to gossip to some degree. Now, typically the people who are higher up, maybe they gossip less, right? Because typically people who are successful and are doing well for themselves are doing well and they're focused on doing well. They're not focused on like talking bad about other people, and they don't have the need to, right? Because they're not projecting anything bad because they're really doing well for themselves, right? But it's the people in those lower positions, those entry-level positions, that are the ones who are typically the parasites and the problems, right? That cause the problems. So just understand that and don't make any irrational fear-based decision based off of what someone said. There's been plenty of times, guys, where I've heard someone say something about me like I'm rude or I'm too assertive or whatever, and I just let it fly, because at the end of the day, I know that I have, and there's a saying in the Bible too, God knows your heart, right? So I know that if I'm if I come off as assertive or overly aggressive towards somebody, and someone comes off and it comes off in a way that someone doesn't like it, and now that person has something bad to say about me or continues to say bad things about me, there's nothing I can do about that. But I know in my heart that I did the right thing for that person, right? And I know I did the right thing in the moment for the job. So at the end of the day, you really can't please anybody but yourself, right? And you know, it really comes down to people pleasing too. You never want to feel like you have to change who you are because of people saying bad things about you, right? It would be insane for me or anyone to sit there and like reorient my whole personality and ask questions about why I'm doing the things I do because of someone's you know, bad criticism of me, right? So I just want you guys to be vigilant of that and aware of it, so you don't end up losing your position wherever you are. Because like I said, you guys could be on the right track and things can be going well, and you know, just because of one bad thing someone said about you, you can lose your mind or, you know, let it get to your head and make a bad decision. So I don't want that for you guys, and I want things to go well for you in your career, your workplace, your business, and all the above. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. As always, I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.